Welcome to the show. This is Babblin and Dabblin. You already know we a podcast. Yeah, we Babblin and Dabblin. Podcast. Yeah, we
Hi, welcome to a special Covidmas edition of Babblin and Dabblin.
Merry Covidmas! Yay! I'm feeling festive as hell.
Oh, dude, I'm feeling so fucking festive. And for those of you not familiar with why this is a thing, we don't know.
We don't either.
Yeah, we don't either.
Just Merry Covidmas.
Yeah, apparently
it's the 19th anniversary.
It's apparently a thing where people are like, "Hey, let's bring up our morale and pretend like it's Christmas, and that's why we're all holed up and living a Dickensian nightmare." But listen, I know I said we weren't gonna do presents,
Okay.
but
I told you very specifically no presents because I wasn't gonna get you shit.
well, speaking of shit, I sold my butthole to get you this.
Brandon, I sold my butthole to get you this.
Oh no! We sold our buttholes to get each other toilet paper. Fucking gift of the Magi. All right, whatever. Okay, that was wonderful.
Actually, that's expensive.
That's high quality shit tape, man. You can't just go throwing that around.
Yeah. Those are resources right now that we're in dire need of.
People are literally killing for less over that.
Yes.
So, but anyway, Camden died. So
yeah, he's dead. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Camden. You will be missed.
So that's why it's just us two today.
Yeah, it's just gonna be us two
From now on.
And this is not a subtle takeover for me to become the main host. And I did not kill Camden.
Yes.
But anyway, Brandon Kahn, if you want to check me out on social media, hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at BCon Comedy. That is Bravo, Charlie, Oscar, November, Comedy. Hit me up. As far as all the events and shit that I was going to be so excited to be doing over the past, over the next couple weeks and stuff, to be determined. We don't fucking know with all the coronavirus stuff. So, indeed. But like and subscribe to Babblin and Dabblin, and our handle, hit us up, is at BABBLIN.
DABBLIN.
That's what's up. Like and subscribe. Find all of our podcasts wherever podcasts are streamed, mainly Anchor.fm and all those other places. I'm shit at doing that plug.
We also occasionally post videos to YouTube. We are having some issues with some of the videos right now, but we're trying to bring as many to you as we can before we can start getting the interview episodes up to you guys as well.
Yep.
Oh, and if you want to keep up with my music, you can follow me at soundcloud.com/hazardwave. That's spelled HAZARDWAVE. And pick up my EP, Calamity Cafe, my single on Closer. I did a remix for Set. And I've also done a collaboration with Inebriant. That's free to pick up on Bandcamp. It's pay what you want. And speaking of which, we also did a live virtual show recently, and the turnout was great. Huge shout out to everyone on the lineup: Sidewalks and Skeletons, Set, Dream Black, Arnak, Satanic Hispanic, and Plagues, and myself. I'm gonna shout out myself, Hazard. And I hope I didn't forget anybody. Oh, and Persona was on it as well. It was very surprising because we only had like a week's notice before we decided to do this, because with all these shows being canceled and postponed, we decided to just bring the show to them and do a live performance online virtually. And we posted it around and stuff, and we got, the headliner Sidewalks and Skeletons, which was pretty cool. And the turnout for it, like just the response in the chat, like people were in there waiting before the show even started. And we were able to get like over the total of it. We at a few different times had over 150 people in there watching. And what are you going for the applause?
Well, yeah, I was gonna give you the applause and shit, but
damn right you were.
that's all you get.
That's all I get.
Yeah, you killed the fucking surprise. Whatever.
Yeah, huge shout out to Frank, who was set. He did the live visuals throughout the whole 4+ hour event, and he killed it on those. Everyone loved him, and it was just great to see everyone like really enjoying it, come out together, and like getting through this time, at least through entertainment, music, whatever it may be. In this case, music. And it was just incredible, man. Like, just all the people vibing and all the kind words everyone said to us. And we got some donations for doing the show and stuff. And we're going to be doing it again soon, hopefully. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, that is the name of the game right now. Yeah. And you said it yourself, that a lot of stuff is just getting canceled left and right. Like, and there are some comedians out there, I can only, of course, speak for what's going on in comedy. Some comedians out there that are still trying to make open mics and stuff happen, even during the quarantine. I saw plenty of folks still posting on like the Atlanta comedy page, "Hey, so we're still doing this and this and that," and like,
where's their Christmas spirit?
It's
Merry Covidmas, man.
Exactly. Go get Chinese food and fucking go to a movie like everyone else on Covidmas. No, that's Christmas only. You really shouldn't be doing any of that. Do not do any of that during this whole pandemic. But yeah, I'm in the camp that we really shouldn't even be taking any chances on this kind of thing. Like, as far as like doing a big get together
event, yeah.
Yeah. And like shit, shout out to Karma Moon. She's been not feeling great. Like, so far no test or whatever concluding that she has COVID-19, but she is not feeling awesome. And, we all wish her a speedy recovery and hope that it's not actually that thing. But that's rounding back to the point that we all got to be vigilant. We all got to be like careful and do cool shit like that. Like being able to put on a live stream and stuff. Could you imagine if this shit happened back in like 1995 or some shit and we all had to be quarantined? We wouldn't be able to do something like live streaming or putting out a podcast or something like that.
They just played with toy soldiers and played card games.
That is what we did back in 1994. Yeah. We could play Uno and get our parents divorced by playing Monopoly,
Atari and stuff. They had Atari.
We at least had fucking, like N64 or Super Nintendo.
Yeah, right?
Come on, man. Like, I'm not that much older than you. Shit. You're 28, aren't you?
Yeah, 20. Yeah,
like,
you're older than me.
I'm only 2 years older than you, and you're like, yeah, they're playing with their Ataris and pushing a hoop with a stick. Like, that's what we did 23 Skidoo back in fucking 1994 or 5.
Playing stickball with broomsticks and half a tennis ball.
And damn it, we were happy back in those days. I'll tell you that much. We didn't have no stinking internet.
All right, speaking of the coronavirus, I want to know your take on this because I'm personally a little indifferent to it. I do see the counter argument, but I was just wanting to know yours. Not saying I 100% agree with it, but I get their point of view, their perspective on it. Mm-hmm. What do you think of calling COVID-19 the Chinese virus? Because I know there's been a lot of heat over that topic lately.
Yeah. I've definitely heard about it and stuff. As far as calling it just the Wuhan virus or the Chinese virus or something like that, then I don't think that is inherently racist. Yeah. Like, I'll tell you what, and that's where it originated from.
Yeah.
Is the Wuhan.
As far as we know currently, yeah.
Yeah, as far as what we know currently. And you know what? Like, if I find out otherwise, then obviously I'll change my tune.
Yeah.
But for now, to just call it that, not bad. The thing that I'm not, like, thrilled about is people saying shit like, well, if people would stop eating bats and all that other shit. And stuff. By the way, that's not actually what caused the Wuhan virus, is them eating bat soup and stuff. That is sensationalist journalism. That's not what caused it. But to, spread those kinds of misinformation and say shit like, well, why don't we just keep all those Chinamen away from the rest of the civilized world? Like that, and that might sound like I'm doing like a parody or whatever. That is.
He actually just played a recording.
Yeah,
of the guy actually. I'm just kidding.
No, but like a Fox News pundit or whatever. That is how he more or less phrased it. He literally said, "the civilized world compared to China."
Yeah.
So. Like, by the way, can you check the red light? Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
We've had
I'm having some issues, like I said, with video, so we're double checking our stuff.
Yeah, but so there's a difference between just calling it the Chinese virus or the Wuhan cough, whatever you want to fucking call it, referring to it back in China, and saying that China's like the biggest assholes and uncivilized creatures for it or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Well, and even some of the people that are saying Chinese virus aren't even going that far. They're just saying it's just where it originated. There's nothing against China, and they're pulling up the argument like we've called stuff the Spanish flu, the Ebola virus, and there's a ton of viruses and sicknesses that are.
Wait, Ebola, is it named after?
Not actually a country, but it's named after it's something regional or geographical. I'm pretty sure.
I learned something new.
I'm not. Okay. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure. Look that up, actually, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Call my bullshit if I'm wrong. Please.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a common theme. Now, I personally think, like I said, looking at it, I don't think it's inherently racist. I think it's literally just that. Like, most people are just saying it because, it's just where it comes from. But at the same time, I guess if I'm trying to look at the other side's perspective, I do think we're at an age now, or a time in civilization where we have names of things and we have access to those names and we can call things by what they are now. Like back in the day, they called things the Spanish flu because there was just they didn't have internet back then and they didn't know what the fuck to call it. They weren't in touch with a bunch of scientists that could immediately post on social media or on the news network or anything. And now we know it's COVID-19 or a strain of the coronavirus or whatever. There's no real need to call it Chinese virus. I mean, I don't really care if you do, but at the same time, we are a little past that now. It just seems very elementary to call it the Chinese virus.
Yeah, especially, I think that, especially since people have been calling it for the most part COVID-19 or the coronavirus.
So to suddenly start calling it the Chinese virus does strike a little bit as a jab at China. Yeah. A little bit. But if I want to try to give them the benefit of the doubt, I'm just going to, whatever. I think there's bigger things to worry about as well. Like, if anything, it's just a really microaggression, very micro. It's really not that big a deal.
Okay, so to answer your thought about, you're half right.
I'm in the right
It's
vicinity.
Named after the river that it was derived from. So
so based on something geographical, regional, where it happened, originated, sort of. It doesn't even have to be where it was original, just where it was made famous, so to speak.
Where it got its start. It was just a struggling virus on the outskirts of society at first. And then, Ebola fucking blew up.
Yeah, Corona was like, I got to do something here. I got to do something big.
No, Wuhan was like, all right, guys, we need to be known for something, guys. All right, start brainstorming.
This is going to bring so much business to their wet market.
Oh, my God.
This hat's going off now.
I don't blame you.
Oh, I can just feel the sweat.
But, like you said, to give them the benefit of the doubt, it could just be them for some reason wanting to shorthand it and call it the Chinese virus or the Wuhan cough, whatever you want to fucking call it. But at the end of the day, why not just call it COVID-19 or the coronavirus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it just makes you wonder, like, what if back in the day, whenever the Spanish flu or whatever you want to call it was around, do you think there was a name for it, like a certain type of flu strain that they all knew the name of? Is that what you're going for?
No, I got something for a minute. Quit trying to predict mine.
Oh.
No.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll stop. I wonder if they did know the name. They were just like, nah, we're going to call it the Spanish flu. Fuck them. Like, you know what I mean?
They were like, man, fuck Spain. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, this is going to go down in history as a Spanish flu.
But my hot take is I think swine flu is offensive to pigs.
You heard it here, folks. That is speciesist.
That is species. Yeah, whatever you fucking call it. But yeah.
There's no reason to call them pigs. Just pigs. They're what's their technical term for pig? Swine? I don't know.
I mean, like, if you're talking about like animal family or whatever, fuck if I know. Like, I know you call dogs canines and wolves lupine, but I have no idea what the fuck you call pigs besides gross. But there's your fucking pig racism, bacon. Your speciest shit.
Unless it's bacon.
Fucking bacon. And pork belly, dude. Like, that used to be like very
pork belly?
Pork belly. I mean, that's actually what bacon is. It's very thinly sliced.
It just doesn't sound American.
Well, I mean, actually, it was huge in Korea.
Okay.
But, so that's what I was getting around to. But now, like, barbecue joints are starting to get into it.
Okay.
It is fucking good. And that's it's also used heavily in Mexican food. I forget what the fucking term they call it. It's not barbacoa, but it's called something. But anyway,
quick moment of silence for Camden. All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
that was very quick. Just we don't want to overdo it. You know?
No, yeah, like
rip, we don't let it go.
Yeah, he's dead. We're gonna cope and get over it.
Yeah,
we are. But so you know, we're dressed up in our Christmas gear and stuff.
Merry Covidmas!
Merry Covidmas! Yes. So I figured,
woo,
fucking so festive here. I figured I would ask you, what is the best Christmas you ever had that you remember?
Oh fuck. Well, okay.
What you got?
Camden's gonna be mad he missed this, but I lost my virginity on Christmas night when I was 19.
Camden's gonna miss a lot of things.
Oh my god. Why did you remind me?
You're the one that said it.
I know, but I'm just it just happened so recently. I'm still, you know what I mean? Anyways, rip.
Yeah, rip. So anyway, go ahead.
I lost.
You lost your virginity on
Christmas.
Christmas.
My virginity on Christmas night when I was 19. I'm a late bloomer, guys, and that was probably the best Christmas present I could. It doesn't get much better than that, to be honest.
That is very true. Like, how old were you?
19.
Okay.
As I've said a couple of times.
All right, like that's dope. Like, how'd you guys get together on Christmas? Like, usually people are all busy and shit. So,
well, it was Christmas night, so it was after all the Christmas stuff, like not Christmas Eve night, Christmas night after everything had already shut down. They already, they shut it down for the night.
Sure.
And
yeah,
close up shop and all that. And I don't know. I was just spitting some game with her.
Well, like, did she live close? Did she just randomly come over?
She lived close, so I went over to her house, and we were watching Harry Potter because he's a huge Harry Potter fan, and it just kind of happened.
And you had a Yuletide fuck. Right on. Good for you.
Wingardium or Leviosa.
That'll tickle your butthole.
There we go. Good for you, man. That sounds like a pretty baller Christmas.
Yeah, that's pretty. What about you, man?
I would probably say there was one Christmas, like when I was like a little ass kid, and I got a bunch of Lost World Jurassic Park toys.
Hell yeah.
Dude, like, I was so fucking stoked because, like, I grew up, with two older sisters and stuff, and they wouldn't let me play in their reindeer games and all that shit. So, more often than not, I would have to entertain myself with my own action figures. So, when I got, like, I got the giant camper and stuff, and I got the T-Rex and like the fucking Jeep. Like I got all this awesome shit. So like the instant I got all that stuff, I was like, I don't care about the other presents. I'm gonna go over here and this is gonna be the rest of my fucking day. And yeah, that shit was pretty dope. Like,
Hell yeah. As far as like being a kid and Christmas presents, our Christmases used to be fucking loaded because my dad made like hell good money when he was working at Brown and Williams.
Chill.
And my grandmother was still here, and she would always spoil us for Christmas. And I mean, we used to get loaded up with stuff, man. And oh yeah, I think my favorite Christmas gift ever was a motorized scooter that we got. Oh, I don't know if I got that when my brother did, because my brother got an electric scooter first, but it was like a razor scooter with this like attached motor to it that was just shitty, and it went like 7 miles per hour or something like that.
We know who is the favorite.
You're better off walking, yeah. And but then I got this big like it was just bigger. It had a little basket on it, and it went like 25 miles per hour or something like that. It was pretty cool. Maybe up to 30. I'm not sure. Maybe somewhere between 20 and 30. And then after I got one, all my friends got one, so we would just ride around the town on our electric scooters. It was so cool. Imagine a moped for like kids that didn't go very fast. That's basically what it was.
Okay, so incidentally, one Christmas.
I got a Christmas story too. Yeah.
Me and my sisters, my parents bought us a go-kart.
Okay.
And
go-kart, a whole ass go-kart.
Yes.
Oh, like gasoline
go-kart.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we got a go-kart, and where we lived, it's different now. Like back when before people like started moving into the area and the neighborhood really started getting crowded. Yeah, we could ride our go-kart up and down our neighborhood all we wanted. We also lived near the reservoir and like a lot of like wooded land, so we'd be riding through the woods and stuff
on a go-kart. Jesus Christ,
dude, it was so fucking.
It was like an all-terrain go-kart.
I mean, I would get stuck on occasion, but like,
you have like the ones with like the bumpers that go around.
No, it wasn't like one with a rumble cage and shit,
okay.
or a roll cage and stuff.
I'm thinking of like when I think of go-kart, I'm thinking of like you go down to Johnny G's or something like that, and you're like racing around the track on the go-karts. Like, are those the kind you're talking about? Are you talking about like a four-wheeler?
No, it wasn't a four-wheeler. It was a go-kart. It wasn't like a tremendously legit go-kart. It was like it had a metal frame around it, and it had
more like a doom buggy, but like for kids.
I guess you could go about that. Like
I digress.
Yeah. So fucking loved it, and I was the only one that really used it because the chain would fall off all the time on the thing, and I was the only one that knew.
Chain, you could say. All right, sorry, never mind.
I wish now we had a producer. I couldn't work the sound pad because
You see how useful it is to have you over in that seat?
I'm useful. Thank you very much for that. But
don't get a big head. All right.
But
you're definitely replaceable. I'm sorry.
Fuck off. But yeah. So the chain would fall off all the time, and my sisters just hated having to fiddle with it, and so I was the one that got the most use out of it. One time I drove it over to my friend's house, and the chain fell off, but the little coupling that, holds the chain together and stuff had fallen off somewhere on the road, and it was gone. So being a lazy kid and stuff, I was like, meh, fuck it, whatever. I guess I'm just, leaving this here until I can, remember to tell Dad, and I'll just walk home. And a week goes by that I was still sitting outside. Someone stole it off my friend's yard.
The go-kart.
Yeah, stole the go-kart. So, yeah, I still haven't lived that one down with my family.
Damn.
Yeah, but stole the go-kart.
How expensive was it?
That's why.
I can imagine
that's
it
why when you
cheap.
said, "Oh, how legit and blah blah blah," it was probably around $600 and like early 2000s dollars. So it wasn't cheap, wasn't overtly expensive.
Yeah, it wasn't a car.
No. Didn't get my.
They bought us a car.
Yeah, they bought mommy and daddy bought us a car. It was a nice thing to drive around the neighborhood.
One year, we used to record our us opening presents every year when we were kids, And one year, I didn't realize that I was sitting like right in front of the camera. So literally the whole video from start to finish, I'm scratching my ass. Like the whole time. Like digging in my ass and scratching my ass like the whole time in my pants, dude. I didn't even know it.
Dude, I got a worse one. And this a worse candid moment on Christmas. Okay. This was actually fairly recently. I want to say only like 2 or 3 years ago.
They didn't have to know that, but
well,
they do now.
Yeah, they do now. Yeah, this is about 2 or 3 years ago. Well, I say that I mentioned that point because it makes it even worse.
Okay.
That of course, we're grown ass adults, but my parents still buy us, a good bunch of gifts still. Like, shout out to my parents. Thank you. I'm pampered and privileged and all that good shit. But so one of the gifts that I got in my stocking was a tire pressure, like digital tire pressure checker.
Okay.
And I get it out, and my mom snaps a picture as soon as I get it out, and I have the most visible face of like, the fuck is this? And I look like the most spoiled asshole on the picture.
That happened a couple of years ago.
It only happened a couple of years
Is this a gag gift? Yeah.
Mommy, Daddy, I asked for a Porsche.
You will rue the day.
I'll throw it straight in my mom's face. Make sure you remember that pain the next time you try to give me this bullshit ever again. Like, we were looking through the pictures later in the day, and I see that picture. I'm like, oh, can we delete that? I really look like a piece of shit. And she was like, oh, you did. At least mom's honest. Yeah,
that's because you did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I felt so bad.
I remember one time I was handing out presents to people. And this was also when we were kids, so I don't really remember it other than video. Mm-hmm. But I accidentally gave the wrong present to Bradley, my youngest brother. And so he was much younger at the time. I was still a kid at this point. He's 4 years younger than me. So he opened it up, and it was actually one of Rachel's presents, my older sister. Mm-hmm. And it was like a pillow or something like that. And he just immediately started crying and like would not stop crying. And we're like, dude, it's fine, man. It's okay. It was just straight up sobbing. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because he was mad that he got a pillow, or because he was mad that he opened the wrong present, or sad that he opened Rachel's present. I don't know.
I mean, kids are kids.
Yeah.
But, so,
or maybe he was mad that he couldn't keep it once he found out it wasn't his. It could be anything. I'll have to get the exclusive on that for you guys. I'll ask him.
So I got something that shows that 3 years ago was not a single moral failing of mine, that this is a pattern, because when it was my birthday and I get this one gift from my grand aunt and I go to open it and I see it's a shoebox and I instantly think, like most kids, oh, shoes, oh, clothes. I don't even open the box. I pass it to my mom and go to reach.
Yeah. Throw that in my storage locker. Yeah, right. The rest of the crap. Yeah.
Here, throw it away when she leaves. And that's how I might as well have done it. Like, she had the most. It haunts me. Grand aunt had the most heartbroken look on her face.
Oh no!
And my mom goes, "Wait, Brandon, no!" And she opens the box. And inside,
how old were you at the time?
I don't know, like 8 or 9.
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
Opens the box, and there's a Batman action figure in there.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, thank you so much, grand auntie. And she was like,
dude, that's why I hate Christmas, man.
And then she died 4 years later.
Oh, no, you killed her. It takes 4 years for a broken heart to kill somebody.
No, oh, yeah, it still haunts me to this day.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've had one of those moments before. Like, I don't hate Christmas. I love Christmas. What I hate the most about Christmas and always have is I want to open my presents by myself, not in front of other people, because I do appreciate the gifts. Right. But I don't want to have to act like I do every time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a pressure when you're opening it amongst other people. And to be honest, I like seeing other people open the presents that I got them too. Yeah. So I get it.
Yeah.
But from the opener perspective, I don't want to feel pressured to like have to like this gift. You know what I mean? or show that I like this gift. Like,
you're worried that the reaction's gonna be underwhelming for them.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I feel like I'm acting. I feel like it's ingenuous. Or disingenuous. I don't know how to speak English sometimes, but
yeah, you got the word. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, I feel the exact same way because of moments like my mom caught on camera. Like, I look like the biggest asshole in the world. I'm not owed these fucking presents. I'm in my 20s when I get this fucking picture. And I'm like, oh, a tire pressure gauge. Thanks, Mom. Like, you know, shit was rude as fuck. Like, I felt bad.
One tradition that we have that it's funny, but it's one of those things that we just have always done, so we still do it, even though we probably shouldn't anymore, is we take any old box that had something else in it and wrap that and put the present in that before we wrap it. So, like, oh, you got a box of cereal, or oh, you got a...
That's fun. That's
you know, you got like this, like something that's like not usually a gift or something like that. It's like, I'm just waiting for the day that is the gift. And we're like, oh, I wonder what's really inside. You know what I mean? There's no way you got me this piece of shit.
Yeah. It is blueberry.
You know what I mean? So I'm not.
Oh wait, I didn't even think about that.
It's a ticking time bomb, I think.
Yeah, like what if that one time it actually is that, and like so and so thought you genuinely wanted, dude, that would.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're just like, yeah, what do we? What? This better be something good in here. This better not actually be it. Ha ha ha.
Oh, I'll tell you what hurts. I'll tell you what really fucking hurts is you were talking about dirty Santas, how you guys call it, and you know some people might know it as white elephant gift exchange.
There's Secret Santa, there's Dirty Santa, there's
Secret Santa is like
it's a little different.
Determined gift that you have a person picked out.
Sort of, yeah. You like reach into a bowl of names, basically.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the name, they don't know who's giving them their gift, but yeah.
Right, but no, like the thing about Dirty Santa and White Elephant Gift Exchange is, you know, you pick from the giant pile and stuff, you open it up, and then like there's a possibility, of course, that someone can steal it up to 3 times, or you're stuck with that gift. Now, here's what really sucks is if you get something that, ideally, if you're doing this, you're getting something that you're hoping that everybody will be like stoked about. It'll get stolen the most times.
Yeah.
Everybody will.
That's your goal.
Yes, that is your goal and your hope. But it's the worst. This past Christmas.
You can never, by the way, you can never just rely on people to make that, to be genuine about that game. Because there's always going to be that one guy that gets what he wants and he knows nobody else wants. So he can just take it and like, oh yeah, I got it.
Well, okay, so there's that, but no, nothing's more genuine though. When what happened to me was, so the gift that I brought, I thought it was fun, it was quirky, it was dumb for like my office, like to have on your desk one of those piggy banks where it looks like a box, you press on the button with a coin on it, and then a cat goes meow and then steals it. Something tacky, something fun. Something that at least people be like, huh, okay, this is fun. But no, when you get the reaction that this guy gave, and I've actually done in the past, is when it's like, should I steal something? And that person goes, please fucking steal this. This is fucking terrible, and I hate whoever brought this gift. It's pretty much what they might as well be saying. And I'm just like sitting there while that guy's like frantically like,
if nobody takes it, I'm going to take it out back and shoot it.
That shit hurts, man. and that it's such irony because the year before that, someone went to Savannah and got very, very fancy, overtly expensive gourmet pecans. You know, roasted pecans. And the first
gift. Did you set a timer, by the way?
I mean, I can see how much time we got. The original gift that I picked out was this cool cell phone projector and stuff. And I was like, hey, I got a cool gift, blah, blah, blah. Someone steals
cell phone
it.
Projector?
Yeah, you put your cell phone in the back of it, and it's a projector.
Okay.
Yeah.
It makes your screen bigger? Or
it'll project your screen on the wall.
Oh, that's sick. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that shit was dope, and of course it got stolen. It means it was early in the game. And I go to pick out a gift from the middle, and as I'm picking it up, I instantly know in my head, I'm not going to fucking fucking like this at all. I'm not gonna like this.
Yeah, it's
gift.
pretty much like if you go first in that game, you're fucked. Anyways.
Oh yeah. Well,
You
no.
know you're getting left with the worst present.
I don't know how you play it.
How the group has deemed the worst presents.
Well, I don't know how you play it. Like, but in our game, the person who goes first after everyone else goes,
They get to pick again.
they get to steal someone else's gift.
Oh, okay.
They get to trade.
So if you go second in Dirty Santa, you're
Yes.
fucked.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you're definitely getting what everyone deems the worst present.
Exactly. Like, God, yeah. Like, so,
Which is why you should aim to make sure everyone likes the present. Don't be a douche.
yeah. But
And bring some kind of cat thing that. I'm sorry.
fuck you, all right? I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun. The hot gift actually for our game was someone, like two people actually had the same idea and brought. It looks like a cat, and you pull the tissues out of its butthole.
Okay.
He has a tissue dispenser, and like that was the hot.
That's cool.
That was the hot gift. That was fun. But so anyway, I go to pick it up, and the instant I feel the weight, and just like I just know I'm like I'm gonna hate this thing. Open it up, fucking pecans. I don't even like pecans.
I'm allergic to nuts, man.
Oh, I wish I
allergy.
could have busted
Is a
that
pecan a
out.
nut?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
I'm not.
Or yeah, it's not a legume or whatever. But anyway, yeah. So the entire game, I'm like, anybody want to take my nuts? Take my nuts, and nobody
love my
wanted them.
nuts.
You're gonna love my
Commercial.
nuts. Exactly. Yeah. Slap chop. You're gonna love my nuts, and nobody nobody wanted my nuts. So yeah.
Hey, someone's been loving your nuts for 10 years now.
Hey. But yeah, like fucking Christmas, dude. So I actually had some other questions and shit. One of the things that's going on with this coronavirus thing is there's talks that a lot of restaurants won't even reopen.
Like, period, because they're going to be so far behind in money and debt.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna go.
That's
under. They're
possible.
already
Yeah,
struggling.
there's going to be some ramifications of that. There's going to be some economic ramifications after all this is said and done, for sure.
So with that being said, if you could pick a restaurant that you're like, oh God, I hope they never come back, like one that you just would not miss, which restaurant would you pick? Fast food or sit down, whatever.
Fast food or sit-down restaurant. I think one of the ones that I have had the worst experiences at is Piccadilly. There's no longer a Piccadilly here because probably because of that.
Ah,
Because
Piccadilly.
it sucked. Yeah.
Fuck is it? It's Piccadilly.
I don't remember. That's how bad it was. Like, it was terrible. As far as fast food goes, I love fast food.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think there's any bad fast food, is there?
Well, I didn't say that you had to. I just said that you can lump that in too. Like,
Yeah.
If you're saying Piccadilly is your thing that you're like, fuck that, thank God it'll be gone or whatever, got you. Like,
Yeah.
but was it just really bad quality food? Was it
Food, service, all of it. It was just bad.
Okay.
What about you?
I would probably say,
I know there's one that I'm missing, but go ahead.
oh, Charlie's.
I love O'Charlie's. Holy
I
shit.
Fucking hate
Now,
O'Charlie's.
how long has it been since you went? Because I do remember several years ago, I was very disappointed in them, and they were just okay. They redid their menu, and they redid the way they do things there recently, like within the past couple of years.
2 years ago, I went there when I was living in Lawrenceville.
There's a chance that they may have updated their shit since then. Because now I love O'Charlie's. It's so good. So what don't you like about O'Charlie's? Let's go with that.
For one, it's fucking everywhere. Nothing annoys me more than like when I'm like, oh, I'm fucking hungry. Let me find
Nothing
something.
annoys me more than success. Than a successful business.
No,
Sorry.
fuck you. Right? No. So, well, yeah, fuck it. I guess it's that one. People love it for some reason, even though it's the most generic, bland, deep fried garbage ever. It is the Ruby Tuesdays of the
Well, I
South.
don't really get deep fried food when I go there.
Oh, what, you're going to get their shoe leather steak?
No, I usually get their fish. I usually get salmon there. Salmon, broccoli, and mashed potatoes. And the mashed potatoes are fucking amazing.
Nah.
And the steak was really good the last time I went.
I just think the food sucks. The service sucks. They're like the McDonald's / Ruby Tuesdays of the South. Like, I hate how prevalent they are. Like, I hate fucking O'Charlie's.
Oh,
And
well.
Ruby Tuesdays. Yeah, I hope they go down
That's
too.
unfortunate. And really, Ruby Tuesdays is amazing. They're expensive as hell, but they're amazing.
That's exactly.
Dude, their bacon and bourbon.
So overpriced.
Yeah, okay, but it's really fucking good. Like their bacon and bourbon glazed filet mignon, or not filet mignon, but their bacon and their bacon and bourbon glazed steak is so fucking good there, dude.
Disagree with you, sir.
I see that. You're entitled to be wrong. It's fine.
Like, and I wouldn't mind if TGI Fridays went down too.
I've never had it, so sure. Bye.
The only thing that I ever liked at TGI Fridays was the Jack Daniel's chicken strips. Just because the Jack Daniel's sauce is dank. Like, that's the only thing.
Oh, you know what? I got one. Old Times Country Buffet.
Okay, yep.
No, just kidding. Not that one. I'm so sorry. I actually like their fried chicken. In general, they're really not. They can go, and I'd be all right. But I don't want to damn them like that. What I really meant was, and this might be one of those ones that is debatable or going to cause some controversy.
Okay.
But Cracker Barrel. Fuck Cracker Barrel. The last time I went, literally the worst food I've probably ever eaten. For what it was. I mean, it was terrible. Nothing was seasoned at all. Everything tasted like boring and bland as shit.
That's everything from the guy eating at O'Charlie's, and you're calling them boring and bland.
Dude,
really?
Everything was cold and not necessarily even cold. Even like there was one thing that was like cooked really good, but just tasted like ass. Like there was no taste to it. But other than that, half the stuff was cooked like shit, like just not good at all. I mean, it was just one of the worst meals I've had. I love their gift shop. That's the only thing they got going for them at the moment. I used to like Cracker Barrel, and maybe it was just one bad experience. But that was a bad experience, bad enough to make me never want to go there again. It was terrible.
I mean, that's not even fair, though. Like, you had one really bad experience. You used to love it.
No, I never used to love Cracker Barrel.
Or used to like it, whatever.
I never minded going. It was awful. When's the last time you gone to Cracker Barrel?
I had it just like, not this Sunday. Well, obviously today's Sunday. Last Sunday when the
and
virus
it was
still
good.
Out. Yeah, I mean, like,
What'd you get?
Well, so here's the thing too. As far as their dinner food, anything other than their breakfast food, never been terribly impressed. Like, I've never thought that it was awful, but I definitely don't go to Cracker Barrel for anything but breakfast. Like, the biscuits and sawmill gravy, down with that shit. And
I will say I had dinner when I went there. I didn't eat breakfast there.
Like,
maybe their breakfast is a different story.
I've had their chicken liver. It wasn't bad. I like chicken liver.
Okie
but
probably won't eat that, but all right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you guys
have you ever tried chicken liver?
Yeah, no, not to
you
my
never
knowledge.
tried it.
The only time I've tried it was when I put it on a hook and fed it the catfish. But I didn't actually try it. I let the catfish try it. Yeah. I tried it as bait.
Yeah, I'll use that for bait too. But try it sometime. Like deep fried and all that good shit. Just be forewarned, it definitely has a different texture. Like, it's kind of like a chalky kind of consistency.
Yeah, because it's an organ.
Yeah. But, I mean, but yeah, I fucking love some chicken liver, and I love that Cracker Barrel has it. No, not many places have chicken liver.
All right, I can get down with that, but I wouldn't miss them if they go.
Well, actually, on that note, one of my friends, she's been working at Cracker Barrel for about 10 years on and off while she's been going to school, and also while she was in high school, and yeah, they're going through it right now with
because they're primarily a sit-down restaurant. Like, not often people go in there to get takeout.
You'd think that, but for real, she's their to-go specialist, and keep busy. They keep busy. Okay. Yeah, like, you're probably not going to get to-go
Are they getting business in their gift shop right now?
I think that they still have the gift shop open, but yeah, now they are strictly to-go, and apparently only managers and maybe one or two other people are helping them run the restaurants. Yeah. So for one, sucks ass to be a Cracker Barrel salaried worker.
Yeah.
Pretty much running Cracker Barrel all by yourself during this shit. But also, they're apparently basically furloughing people with like a severance to try to like hold on to them. Be like, hey, we're going to pay you like a certain retainer so that we hopefully don't have to rehire any
come
people.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they're all really going through it, man. This coronavirus shit fucking sucks really bad for a lot of restaurant folks. But from personal experience, I only know that Cracker Barrel is going through it.
Now, one thing I did want to add was, as far as my experience delivering during this so far, some of the stiffs have been a little demoralizing, a little like, damn, you're really going to stiff me during a time like this, you know? But, what are you going to do about those people? They're always going to stiff no matter what. I could be delivering them in a hurricane, they're still going to stiff me.
Yep,
but
he's a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit if you stiff people on your fucking tips, especially if they are delivering during a pandemic. You oughta kill yourself. Anyways.
Or just keep going out in public and just catch it, and then don't go out in public and quarantine yourself.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to die, but you might suffer a little bit.
Yeah. I just, as someone that has delivered pizzas and waited tables and stuff, I find it unfathomable. For one, I don't think the tipping system should be a thing.
I don't mind it. I don't. Oh well, I say that financially. I don't mind it because I don't know how much more they could pay us to like it not be worth the tips. Because if they took away my mileage and tips, they'd have to pay me a lot for it to be worth it. I'd have to make I guess to make it worth it for the consistency of pay, they'd have to pay me like $11 an hour or more.
Well, yeah.
And I pay, because before that, there's been plenty of nights where I've made $15 to $20 an hour in tips.
And there are those situations. I'm definitely not saying that.
It is changing over the past year or two. The tips haven't been as good. And I'm making there's not as many deliveries as there used to be. So I'm not making as much money as I used to.
But here's the thing is that, people always try to argue against the tipping system, saying that it'll make food more expensive and stuff. And it's like, if you're a decent human being and you're still tipping people at least 15%, like I usually tip like 20 and more. Just because I've been there. But
it kind of depends on the service as well, though. Like if it's not the quality of service, I mean like what the service is. Like if it's a delivery, I'm going to tip somewhere between 5 and 10. If it's an in-store or a dining experience, it depends because...
Wait, 5 or 10% or...
Dollars.
Okay.
I don't care what I order. It's or if how little or how much. Like I tip something that's going to make it worth their time to come out there.
Okay.
And
that's interesting.
Yeah. That's why on the big orders, I don't mind. Like even if it's a $100 order and they tip me $10, which is technically a small tip, it's only 10% or less. And I still made $10 in like half an hour. You know what I mean? It's not that big a deal to me. It depends. The only time I really use percentages is if I'm eating out like at an in-store restaurant somewhere or a dining experience, and it's an expensive meal. Like if it's because if I eat something that's like $5 and I tip 20%, that's still only $1.50.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to tip more than that.
Sure.
So I use it as a low end. I use it as a low end if it's I use it when necessary, basically. Like there's going to be a minimum of at least a few dollars that I'm going to tip, depending on what I'm getting.
Sure. I get that. Like,
and then if I don't, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, for me, when I delivered pizzas and stuff, I hated when it would be like over $100, or if, God forbid, it was like, we had these gigantic sheet pizzas that were tremendous.
Oh yeah, we have those. Not we, but my father's place has those.
Like, yeah, if you're delivering something like that, or you're delivering something that's like a lot of boxes, takes multiple trips, and you had to go through great pains to make sure that the toppings didn't.
Now that's
off.
different. Like if I deliver it out to a football game, and then usually they tip me pretty good, like more than $5 or $10. Well, not really.
See that?
Every now and then they do, but I would tip more than like $5. I would tip like probably 20 or something like that if they were delivering that much, like a bunch of pizzas. It's just not often I'm ordering over $100 worth of food.
Exactly. That's what that's why I was like, really, even if it's like $100 worth of food, like, usually that's a good amount of pizzas and stuff. Like if it's, well, now that I'm thinking about the prices and stuff, I don't know. That's probably 5 or 6 pizzas, like one stack.
Yeah, it's really not that many.
Okay, yeah, that's not that bad. But if, like, you're doing something like a gigantic pizza, or you're like carrying in, like making multiple trips
Yeah.
to bring shit in.
Or if there's just like a ton of sides and a bunch of different things that they have to check and get right and make sure it's all accurate, then yeah, that all gets taken into consideration.
How do you feel about tipping to-go people?
I usually do. It depends on what I'm getting and how much they're really doing.
Sure.
But if especially if it's something that they're the last line of defense in making sure my order's right, and it is right because I will check it, then I usually give them a couple bucks for, appreciation. And it's also a sign of saying, now we might have different views on this, but I think the reason, this is probably why I like capitalism, or why I like tipping in the theory of how it's supposed to work. I think tipping is a form of it's something that's very beneficial for capitalism because it's a way that we're showing that we don't need the government to tell us to support each other financially. Like, I appreciate your service, so here's my money to appreciate your service in addition to what they're already paying you. And I feel like when I tip, it's showing my even if it's something that doesn't require a tip, it's showing my appreciation for the service industry and what they do for us, and that I don't need the government to tell me to give them more money. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, I know our theories are probably a little different when it comes to that, and I completely understand the other perspective and the other side, and that's just something that I like to think about a little bit. Like, I would, and I know that's not how it works because a lot of people don't think like that when it comes to that. But I feel like it's a very community-oriented thing. Like, especially in a delivery or an intimate, restaurant or something like that, we all see the same people. We're all part of a community and know each other, and we're all that's why we tip each other, is because we're trying to we appreciate what you do here, and I want you to keep doing this, so I'm going to make it worth it for you, and I appreciate your service. You know what I mean?
Well,
and that's one way I've always viewed tipping, which is why I like the idea behind it.
Here's the thing, though. The manner in which you are intending your tip to operate, the intent behind your tip and stuff, is the definition of gratuity. You are giving it to someone because you are thankful for what the hell they're doing and the extra work that they may have put into it, and so on and so forth. But the way that it is in this country is this is not gratuity. This is you basically paying for people to wait on you hand and foot, because if these people are just, in addition to what they're already getting paid, if you're just a server at a restaurant, you're making $2 and some change. And
you literally need the tips. That's all you're making. And
exactly.
I'm in a little bit of a similar shoes. If I don't get tips, I don't make money. I make a little bit, but I don't make what is deserving of my work, I believe.
There's also pizza joints like the one that I worked at.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that businesses shouldn't pay their employees more. That's not what I'm saying. I think tips should be okay in addition in a reasonable wage.
Yeah, living wage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm fine with the idea of just tipping someone as a little extra and stuff, but for them to have to rely on it being the way they survive, fuck that, because you're relying on other people to be not assholes, and there's a lot of fucking assholes out there. You can attest to that.
That's why I did my best to try. I wanted to phrase that in a way of what how it should work, or how it would work in an ideal way. You know what I mean? If the way I look at tips. But anyways, I do want to get back to so even though the tips have been a little demoralizing, the stiffs, when I have gotten them, I've been pleasantly surprised in the amount of very good tips and excellent tips that people have been giving me. And it's a little validating and showing that they do care about me, what I do during this pandemic and stuff like that. Yesterday, I got a $20 tip, and that's for the price of the order was over a 50% tip,
right?
If not 100%, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, because people need to recognize that what this guy here is doing and stuff, he's putting himself out there among the general populace and stuff during these times. And also, some of these people that are getting deliveries from him, if they're not getting it as some form of trying to feel like there's a normalcy, that they're not fucking quarantined and that everything's not exploding, then he very well could be delivering food that these people are fuck, I haven't been able to or
See a
wanted
person.
to, yes, to go out to like Kroger and fight the hordes or risk getting infected and stuff. And
Dude, Postmates is probably getting slammed for like just bringing them stuff because they do more than just food, don't they? Like,
Yeah,
they can just go pick stuff up for you at the store.
Sure, you're right.
I could imagine they're probably getting slammed right now. But yeah, I mean, yesterday I got a $10 tip, a $20 tip, and then like another $9 or $10 tip, and it's really helped those deliveries that people have been stiffing me on and stuff. And we've even started doing this new policy where people can request no contact. So we basically, like, I'll call them ahead of time, like, hey, I'm on my way. I see that it says no contact. Do you just want me to leave, especially if it's prepaid already? Do you want me to just leave this at your doorstep and ring the doorbell, and then you can just step out and get it?
Hey, we're going back to fucking Christmas. Keep the change, you filthy. Merry Covidmas. You're fucking channeling Home Alone. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Hey, get the fuck off my property before I pump your guts so full of lead. That's what they're doing. Yes, exactly. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Merry Covidmas, you filthy animals.
Yay, Merry Covidmas. Woo!
Woo, indeed.
What time we at? How much we got going?
I mean, we'll probably wrap up or whatever.
All right. You got anything else, man? What else we got? I know we got something.
Doop-de-doop-de-doo. I thought I did have one more question. I mean, this is a quick one, I guess.
Okay.
Favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie? Okay. Damn, this is a tough one, man. Oh, fuck. My knee-jerk reaction, and even though this technically isn't a Christmas movie, so I'm going to give two answers. There's a few, I'm going to call it winter-themed movies, rather. Okay. But it's this movie with Nicolas Cage, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you weren't thinking that one.
I was waiting for you to say Die Hard.
No.
I thought you were going to bust out that old-ass meme. Die Hard, the best Christmas movie. Okay. So.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm just kidding. No. It's a Nicolas Cage movie, and I think it's called, it's the one, I can't remember that. I would forget the name of my favorite themed movie. He has like a glimpse of what life would be like if he didn't become rich and do all this other shit. It's like a classic Scrooge story, kind of. But he basically gets a glimpse of his life, and the whole movie is during this glimpse, where he sees what his life would be like if he stayed with the girl and didn't get this corporate job and break up with her and become rich and not famous, but, you know,
this is Nicolas Cage?
Yeah. It's a really good movie. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I don't know why I'm trying to remember when I have Google in my hand. While I'm doing that, give me one of your favorite Christmas movies while I'm looking this up.
I'll tell you, it's like brand new, only came out like a year ago, and I think I got an Oscar for best animated movie. Like, it's called Klaus. And Klaus, yeah, it was a Netflix movie, and it stars Jason Schwartzman, and J.K. Simmons plays Santa Claus, and it's not your typical Christmas movie because it's an origin story about how Santa Claus came to be. And so it starts off that Jason Schwartzman plays like this spoiled...
The Family Man. Sorry. That was the
Family Man.
movie.
Okay. I'll have to check that shit out.
Yeah.
The Family Man. All right. So, you know, Jason Schwartz, whatever, is the spoiled son of a postmaster general. And he's like, well, I guess I suck at being a postman. You'll have to, like, fire me and let me live in luxury and stuff at your house. And the dad was like, no, fuck that. You're going to go to this bumfuck nowhere place in this Slavic country where, you know, everybody's mad at each other and hates each other. And you have to deliver this many letters or else, you know, you're on the streets. Fuck you. And it goes from there of him trying to get these people that just all hate each other. They're like split into like two factions in this town, like all grumpy and hateful and blah, blah. And he ends up meeting this old woodsman guy who turns out to be like Santa Claus and shit. He's not magical. He's just some hermit and has like a bunch of toys and shit. and he decides, I'm going to go ahead and start giving toys to these kids. And the Postmaster General is like, hey, these kids need to send in letters to, tell Klaus what the hell they want. So this will be my in. And it goes from there, them like working together and like building out the story of Santa Claus. And the animation is amazing. A lot of it, it's animated. It's not just CGI. It's a mix of CGI and hand drawn.
There's still sugar on this table. All right, go ahead.
You guys all eat the table. By the way, you fart.
Yeah.
Fuck, I knew
it. I'm sorry.
Great. Now COVID-19. Fucking COVID fart.
This fart gave me COVID-19.
This post gave me COVID-19. But yeah, Klaus and otherwise Scrooged with Bill Murray. That's
okay.
And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a modern.
I think I have seen some of that one.
It's dope.
Have you ever seen Jingle All the Way?
No.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, I haven't seen that yet. I know.
Fuck,
I need to see it. I know it's a classic, but
another
I've never
good one
seen...
is that everyone can agree on this one as being a great Christmas movie is Elf. Wait a second. You've seen Elf, right?
So, this is another episode of Babblin and Dabblin.
Do you just hate? Oh, you're one of those guys. You don't like who's the name of the actor? Will Ferrell. You don't like Will Ferrell, do you?
This has been another episode of Babblin and Dabblin. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Will Ferrell, first of all. And the other thing is, it just didn't do it for me. It wasn't that funny, and like, I don't know. Just,
fair enough.
I didn't like it. Yeah. Sorry.
What about 8 Crazy Nights?
I begrudgingly say that, yeah, that was part of my childhood.
Okay.
And, yeah, I loved it.
Why begrudgingly?
Because I fucking hate Adam Sandler.
Even older Adam Sandler?
The only Adam Sandler flick I like and still am okay with is...
The Wedding Singer.
No.
Damn it.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy? That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, that one's okay. All
Not
the rest
even
of his
like
shit.
Happy Madison? Charlie Madison.
Billy Madison?
What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore? I said Happy Madison. Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison.
The thing that I hate about Adam Sandler is all of his movies are a gigantic fucking commercial.
Are they?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
they are. It is like littered with product placement all the goddamn time. And here's the thing that pisses me off is Adam Sandler is actually a talented comedian and actor, but he does shit that is so obviously money-grubbing and terrible just to be money-grubbing and terrible.
But he's also I was on a good hating Adam Sandler streak for a few years, but I've kind of came back around on the other side a little bit where he's one of the few actors that take some of the risks that he takes with some of the movies and the crazy roles that he does. Like that, and sometimes they just turn out cringy. But it's also has resulted in some great movies as well. Like fucking Little Nicky. Have you seen Little Nicky? Yes. That movie was fantastic.
You mean the gigantic commercial for Popeyes?
Yeah, dude. Fucking Popeyes is the shiznit, dude. It was amazing.
His shit is 90% cringe, dude. Like that's why I fucking hate Adam Sandler. I hate how like he is the O'Charlie's of fucking comedians. He is saturated and people love him.
When you hate O'Charlie's and love Cracker Barrel.
Yep. So, but anyway,
is that all we got for today?
Yeah. Guys, tip your delivery folks well.
Yeah.
They are taking some fucking chances by going out there.
I'm trying to secure the bag, so please help.
Yeah. That's what's up. Practice social distancing. Me and this guy right here, like, it's just literally us two here. Like, we haven't been doing any guests until we know that shit is safe. I'm not going to fake cough. Like, that's, so be safe out there. Also, be smart. Also, look out for the folks that, can't hoard shit. Like, if you see a homeless dude and you, happen to go into, like, a dollar store or something like that and can grab a random can of Vienna sausages or something, give that to give some of that to, like, the
Can you just do that anyways?
Yeah, do that anyway, not just like during the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. But especially during this time where things are going to probably get harder for even folks that do have a roof over their head. people on the streets are going to have it all the tougher. So try to look out for your neighbor.
All
try
the
not to be
tougher,
a dick.
all the rougher.
South
Through
Carolina.
the neighborhood of.
Is that the song? Wow.
I'm coming up with it on the spot. I was trying to.
Oh, were you trying to freestyle a fucking
A
slogan?
Christmas movie, or a Christmas sing along, or something like that.
On the third day of COVID.
On the first day of Covidmas, my doctor prescribed to me zinc and hydroxychloroquine.
Don't do that, guys. By the way, yeah.
Merry Covidmas.
Don't do that. You will give yourself heart arrhythmia.
Woo! Huh? Heart arrhythmia.
Yeah, that's what's been coming out. Like, that you're not, unless you're prescribed, you should not be mixing those two. You will give yourself heart arrhythmia. But anyway.
There are some side effects. But if you also don't want to die of COVID-19, that is a very good treatment.
Because you'll die instead of heart arrhythmia. But anyway, I've been Brandon Kahn, this guy. Scott. And RIP.
Follow my music, soundcloud.com/hazardwave, all that good shit.
Follow me on, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Bcon Comedy. Follow Camden. He's dead and buried, but you can check him out. D Flamingo
rest in peace.
187 RIP. Make sure you do some shout outs on his Twitter page, RIP.
Yeah, everyone, as soon as you can, like as soon as you see this, just flood his Facebook and all socials with RIP, with no context.
And we're also, in honor of his memory, Scott was a legacy of Camden for Facebook and stuff, so they gave him his account, and he's still posting stuff just like Camden would.
Yeah.
So
I want to give the impression that Camden's still with us here.
Yep. So make sure you comment on Scott's writing on Camden's status that RIP, we'll miss you, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting very emotional, but
Yeah, it's all right, man. Just let it go.
Anyway, happy COVID, miss.